Okay, one quick tip is here for you. Sometime we need to replace specific text in some cell. So let's say uh, if there is a error in your data or if it is not available, so you might see something like not available, etc., etc. And let's say this problem is throughout your data. It is here, it is here, and if you want to remove all such text from the data sheet, so I would select this column and press Ctrl H. Control H is used for finding something and replacing it with something. So I'm trying to find hash NA, and I want to replace it with nothing. So I want to replace it with empty. So replace all. So it says 3 replacements were made. This is also sometime a good trick for cleaning your data. If your data has specific error message or some unwanted text, you can remove that text with Control H. Okay, so here is a question whether we can import data directly from web into Excel. First thing, you have to start with empty sheet. This is the requirement, and then you have to know the web address from where you want to import the data. So from the open door site, let me go to some key financial. Let's say go to the key financials data and select some symbol. Let's say Alabas. So my idea of going to this page was to get this address. Now I have the address, so I copy this address and now I go back to Excel. Okay, in the Excel you go to the data tab, and from here the first option is get data. So I click on that. I go to data from web. So I think the third option applies here. So it will take some time. Okay, now it asks for a URL. I click on the, I paste the URL that I got from the opendoors.pk, and now let's wait for it. It says you want to connect to it. Yes, I want to. So it will do its internal processing. It will try to identify any table in this specific page, and if it finds, it will give me an option that this is the table you want to extract. Okay, so it says we found some document and we found table 0. This is table 0, and now I want to load this data into Excel. So let's wait, and here is the full data. That it might seem even easier that we did in Python, but it has lots of manual work. For example, copying the URL from the website and then clicking on the data. This is step 1, copying URL. Step 2, click on data. Step 3, click on from web. Step 4, paste the URL into the specific URL, and step 5, OK. Step 6, then you have to find the table. Step 7. So these 7 or 8 steps have to be done by manually. Okay, our next topic is if statement, and if statement is a very powerful tool. It is the most commonly used tool in any programming language. if you want to customize or modify the results of something, you can very easily achieve that using the if statement. If statement takes 3 arguments. We start by putting an equal sign and typing if, and then in the brackets we can enter 3 arguments. The first one is a logical test. So if the test comes out true, the input that we had entered at the second position will be shown on the screen. And if the test is not true, the input on the third position that we had entered will be shown on the screen, which means if statement can produce just one result. So real life example is this: if you work hard, you will be declared as passed. If you don't, you will be declared as failed. So there are 2 outcomes, but both the outcomes do not become true at the same time. So one of them will be shown on the screen. So let's use an example. If marks are greater than 59, this is our test, and we will test this specific test. If marks are greater than 59, we should show passed on the screen. Otherwise, we will show failed. So look at this specific data set. The marks are 59. The result is fail. Marks are 60. The result is pass. 98 pass. 32 fail. So how do we write an if statement for this scenario? So just like I told you earlier, if now after the brackets we will enter the test value. So if this value is greater than 59 comma, so the first argument has been entered in the if statement. In the if function, the first argument is test. So we have written the test, and the test is if value in B13 is greater than 59. Then what do we want to show on the screen? We want to show on the screen pass. So remember, if you are entering text in a formula, it should be closed in double quotes. Remember, if you are entering text in a formula, how do we identify it is a formula? When you have used equal sign. Whenever you use an equal sign, it becomes a formula. So whenever you use text in a formula, the text should be closed in double quotes. So if this test is true, means if the value in B59 is greater than 59, in the value in B13 is greater than 59, show pass on the screen. Otherwise, show fail on the screen. And we write both the possibilities with the if statement. We don't just compare the value with this and see write pass and then do not write fail. No, this is not the case. You have to write both the possibilities in the if statement. So it says fail. Now if we come to the lower end of this cell where the big white plus converts into black smart plus, and which means now you can drag this cell, drag, So what happens when you drag a cell, the cell reference automatically shifts. So previously the cell reference was B13. When you dragged it down, it automatically shifted to B14. Similarly, when you dragged it down, it automatically shifted to B15, and similarly it shifted to B16. So this is the magic of dragging. And we in all other constants, like 59 is a constant, pass is a constant, fail is a constant, all these remain constant, they do not change. So this is how we use if statement. We pass the test, and then we whatever we want to show in the true, if the test is logically valid, the true will be shown, otherwise the false will be shown. Now let's go to one more example. If a student has scored more than 80, declare him passed, otherwise declare him failed. So it is again the same case, but now we are changing just the criteria. Again, the if statement will not be applied on the student name, because student name is not a logical test. It should be applied on his marks. So marks are given in B26. What is the criteria? If B26 is greater than 80, so we write PAS D. Don't write away with this, otherwise you will declare him dead. So passed, and otherwise failed. So how do we read this statement? If the value in B26 is greater than 80, the screen should show passed. If it is not greater than 80, it should show failed. So we do not type if it is not greater than 80. We just type one test. So if the test is true, we should see passed. If it is not true, we should see failed. So failed because it is not greater than 80. And drag, it is greater than 80, so passed. Greater, not greater than 80, so failed. And passed. Now let's move to one more example. Students from FATA will get 10 bonus marks. Students from DIR will get 5 bonus marks. No bonus marks for other students. Now in this case, we have 3 outcomes. So remember, outcomes, n outcomes minus 1 will be equal to number of if statements. So if there are 2 outcomes, we use one if statement. If there are 3 outcomes, we use one if statement. If there are 3 outcomes, we use 2 if statements. If there are 4 outcomes, we use 3 if statements. So जितने outcomes हों, -1 if statement use होंगे. So over here there are 3 outcomes. Either the student is from FATA, outcome 1. Either the student is from DIR, outcome 2. Either the student is from somewhere else, outcome 3. So there are 3 outcomes. So you can start either with FATA, either with DIR, or either with other students. So it is up to you. But here the criteria is based on what? It is based on marks, or it is based on domicile. So in this specific example, the criteria is based on domicile. So these are the marks that the student has already obtained, and we have to find the bonus marks. So in this example, for example, this student Ali is from FATA, so we gave him 10 marks according to the first condition. Shan is from there, so we gave him 5 marks. Akbar is from FATA, so we gave him 10 marks. Saqib is from Peshawar, so we give him no marks. So how do we do that? So equal to, if domicile is equal to, remember, where do we use double quotes? If we are using text in a formula, so we have to use double quotes. So why didn't we use double quotes with B37? If the text is in a cell, there is no need to use double quotes. So FATA is in a cell. But this specific condition that we are entering is not in a cell. We are entering it from ourselves, so it has to be enclosed in double quotes. So this is the logical test. If this cell is equal to FATA, so what should happen? According to the first condition, we should give this person 10 marks. Remember, one if statement can handle one test and it can produce one result. So we are left with two more results. Therefore, we have to use one more if. So if the student is from FATA 10, and then else, for the else we use another if. So means else, if he is not from FATA, so use another if. If the domicile is equal to there, give this person 5 marks. Otherwise, we had 3 outcomes. 2 of them have already been covered. Otherwise, the third outcome, that is 0. So if,
excuse me, sir. Sir,
1 minute. Okay, so
सर जी ये जो थर्ड वन आउटकम है इसके साथ इफ नहीं लग
now let's go to question number 4, and now the result is shown in numeric value. So far we have shown the results as a simple value, but this time we are showing the result as a formula. So if income is greater or equal to 20,000 per year, the income will be taxed at 10%. If it is less than 20,000, there will be no taxes. So actually we do not need the second sentence. We just need the first one. If income is greater than or equal to 20,000 per year, the income will be taxed at 10%. Okay. So yearly income of this person is 180. ठीक है? तो if it is greater or not? Yes. ये 18 लाख है और ये 2 लाख है. So it is greater. तो अगर greater है तो इस पे 10% लगेगा. So what is 180 का 10% कितना बनता है? It is 18 lakh का 10% is 180,000. And if it is the first case, if the income is 60,000, how much tax is there? 0. So let's see how do we use an if statement for this. If income is greater than or equal to 200,000, this is our test. If value in B47 is greater than or equal to, so we first of all remember, if greater than or equal to is the case, you have to put the greater symbol first and then equal to. If it is greater than or equal to 200,000, so what should happen? It should be taxed at 10%. So we then type a formula. So income multiplied by 10%. Otherwise, the tax should be 0. So what happened? We first used a logical test and we checked whether the value in this cell is greater than or equal to 200,000. If it is greater, so on this value we shall apply 10%. So I'm using again the same cell reference B47 multiplied by 0.1, that is 10%. The brackets are not necessary, but for clarity I have added them. If you do not use brackets over here, it will not matter. So this is the tax calculation, and this is the first result if this specific test is valid, and this is after comma, this is the second result if the test is not valid. So enter. So PKR, I'll tell you how we enter PKR with this. You can use simple currency with this. Okay, and now the PKR is 0. Why? Because it is not greater than 200,000. In this case, it is greater than 200,000. So if it is greater, so what is the 10% of 180,000? It is 180,000. Similarly, this case, it is greater than 200,000. So we are applying 10% to it. And one final. So this is how the if statement works, and we'll use some more examples for the if statement and some advanced example. Okay, we are here with one more example. In this case, we are using two conditions together. So the outcome is 1, but the conditions are 2. So students from FATA and having income below 30,000 will get 50% scholarship of their income. So find the amount of scholarship. Okay. So here we are going to use AND function, condition. If, and within if we are using two conditions together. For that we use AND. AND checks whether two conditions are true at the same time. So the first condition is this value is equal to FATA. The second condition is this value is less than 30,000. So close the AND. Okay, so our test is now complete. This whole part is test. This whole part is test. And in the test, we check two conditions. The first condition is whether the value in B7 is FATA. The second condition is the value in C7 is less than 30,000. So where do we use the AND function? We use the AND function to check 2 or 3 conditions together. Not necessarily 2, we can use more and more conditions. If any of those conditions fail, the result, the test fails. So what happens if the condition is, if the test is true? So we'll get 50% scholarship of their income. So how much scholarship will they get? Income multiplied by 0.5. Otherwise, if the test fails, no scholarship, 0. And Ali does not get any scholarship. Why? He is from FATA. First condition is true. Having income below 30,000, his income is not below 30,000, so he does not get any scholarship. Shan does not get any scholarship because he is not from FATA, he is from Dir. Okay. Akbar does not get, and no one is eligible. So हम क्या करते हैं? If the income is of 30,000 or below, so we relax the condition a little bit. So if the income is 30,000 or below, so we'll get this. So we modify this. If the income is less than 30 or equal to 30. Okay. And now run it. And now Akbar gets 15,000. Why? Because he is from FATA and his income is equal to or below 30,000. So how much scholarship he gets? 50% of the income. So income is 30, so 50% of that. Okay. Let me modify this question a little bit for one more case. If student is from FATA or income is 30 or below. So now we are relaxing the condition. Instead of using two conditions together, we are now checking for any one condition. If any one of these condition is true, we'll give the person a scholarship. So over here, instead of and, we'll use or. So or function says that if this test is true, that is enough. Or this test is true, that is enough. Or if both are true, that will also do. So if any of these conditions are met, we'll show this result on the screen. So if the student is from FATA, give him scholarship. If he is not from FATA but his income is less than 30 or equal to 30, give him the scholarship. So Ali gets 25,000 of his income. Akbar gets 15,000, Saqib gets 10,000. So unnecessarily we are giving advantage to Ali because his income is high, so we are giving him more scholarship. That is not fair. So यहाँ पे मैं लिख रहा हूँ with a maximum scholarship of 15,000. So not more than 15,000. If somebody has more incomes, he should not get more scholarship. So on this one, on this result, I am putting a limit. So the limit is to use a minimum function, minimum of 15 mean function means any minimum value of the two. If this 15,000 is the minimum, show this result. If the percentage is less, show this result. So means if there are two, if this one shows 25,000, then 15,000 is minimum, we should get 15,000. So you see, other are not affected. So we put a limit on the amount of scholarship. If somebody has higher income, he cannot or she cannot get more than 15,000. So this was the case of OR. You can put more and more conditions or less and less condition, but remember, if there are more conditions, all the conditions will be used in the test area. If you have more results, then we use more ifs. For more results, there is a one quick question which I think is more easily understandable. This one. Four conditions. If score is 90 or above, give him A. If score is 80 or above, give him B. If score is 70 or above, give him C. Otherwise D. So we have four conditions. We need to use how many ifs? 3 ifs. Okay. So now please pay more attention because we are going to use nested ifs. If you are using more than one if, it is called nested if. So if score is greater than or equal to 90, give him A. Double quotes again because it text. Otherwise, if this score is greater than or equal to 80, comma, give him score B. You can put spaces if you want to for better readability. Okay. Otherwise, if this score is greater than or equal to 70, give him C. And remember, the last if will have both the results. We don't use if for the last one. So otherwise, assign him D. So as many as ifs were used, we'll use those many closing brackets. So 3 ifs, 3 closing brackets. Enter. So this person has 80, so he gets B. And 70C, 100A, 60D. It looks frightening if you want to read a formula like this. Remember, writing a code is easier than reading a code. Reading is a lot difficult. When you are reading someone else's code, it is a lot difficult. But if you are writing it yourself, it is far easy to do that. So always try to use and practice on code instead of reading the code of someone else. So I think that is somehow enough for the if part. We'll move on to our next section.